Hello, internet land. How's everybody doing today? Happy Wednesday. I love Wednesday. It's the day to win today. So let's talk about some student loans today. Yesterday, we were talking more about how you can become a homeowner in 2020. So if your goal is to buy your dream home, get the keys to that crib, we talked about that yesterday. So if you didn't catch that video, you might want to go back and check that one out. But today I want to talk to you all about your student loans. I get so many questions about student loans, how to get them out of default, how to clean up those late payments, how to stop those garnishments, how to really start turning it around. And so I want to talk to you guys about that today because student loans, they kill people's credit and they kill people's opportunity to save money, pay off their debt. And so I want to give you all just a guide on how you can start repairing your credit, rebuilding your credit if you have some negative student loans on your credit reports. A lot of people always come and they ask me, well, they tell me that their credit is really bad because they have student loans. Well, what you guys have to know is your student loans are not killing your credit reports. If anything, your student loans are probably helping your credit. But there are a couple of reasons why your student loans will hurt your credit reports. So I want to talk to you guys about that today. I'm going to give you 4 ways to get that monkey off your back so that you can start turning your credit around, raising your scores, and getting on the fast track to having those 700 and above credit scores. So as you all are jumping in, just say, hey, Jerry. Just say, hey, let me know your name, where you guys are tuning in from. We're going to get this thing started. And so if this is the first time you've ever been on one of my videos before, my name is Jerry. I'm the CEO of Fly Credit, where we help you have better credit, better opportunities, and a better lifestyle. So if you're one of those people that's struggling with your credit scores, if you're one of those people that's tired of getting rejected, if you're one of those people that's been applying for loans, that's been applying for credit cards, but you keep getting stuck with the worst rates, the worst fees, and you just have to settle, then we help you with turning that around. Because I was one of those people that had really bad credit like 5 years ago. I had a 545 credit score, and I couldn't get approved for too much of anything. And what I did get approved for was loaded and high interest rates, fees, deposits. It was just embarrassing. And so I came to a point in my life where I didn't want to live that life anymore. I came to a point in my life where I didn't want to keep settling for the lowest rates, for the worst rates. I didn't want to keep settling for high deposits. I didn't want to keep settling for high fees. And so I did something about it. And so in 8 short months, y'all, I took my credit score from a 545 to a 765. And 5 years later, I finally reached the 850. I finally reached 850. And so I teach you guys how you can do that because I'm one of those people that I believe in leading by example. And so I can't teach you something that I've never done before. So if there's one thing that I know how to help you with improving your credit. I know how to help you with rebuilding your scores. I know how to help you get more out of life, all by leveraging your credit. And so let's talk about your student loans, okay? Because I run across a lot of people that have student loans. But what I want you guys to know today is that your student loans may not be killing your credit reports. There may be one specific thing, this one thing that's really hurting you, that's really like tanking your credit scores and eliminating your opportunities to lower your rates, to secure those homes, to get those keys, and take free trips. There's so many different things that come along with having good credit. But a lot of you guys have student loans that's hurting your ability to do that. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about those student loans. Let's talk about the student loans. And so for all the people that are watching this video right now, if you're watching this right now live, or if you're watching this in replay land, let me know, are your student loans hurting you? And what are your student loans stopping you from achieving financially? What are your student loans stopping you from achieving financially? Because here's the thing, right? You can buy a home with student loans. You can have perfect credit with student loans, but there's one thing that's holding you back. One thing that's holding you back. And that's the fact that you're simply not paying them. That's what's hurting your credit score. Paying your student loans late, not paying your student loans at all, ignoring them and just wondering if they're going to disappear. That is what's hurting your credit. Okay. So if you're not paying on your student loans and they're currently in default, that is what's really hurting your credit. But no fret. you can actually turn it all around. So if your student loans are defaulted right now, if you've made some late payments on your student loans, if they're really hurting your credit scores, then there's a way for you to turn it all around, for you to start raising your credit scores and get yourself on the fast track to improving your whole financial situation. So if you want to start taking your student loans, right? If you want to start improving your scores, if you want to stop garnishing your checks, right? I do have people that have their checks being garnished and their taxes being offset because they have student loans in default. Now, what you should know is there's two different ways for you to relieve yourself of defaulted student loans. Now, if you have student loans right now that are in default, if they are garnishing your wages, if they're offsetting your taxes, then what you could do is two things, okay? You can either rehab your student loans or you can consolidate your student loans, okay? So if you've got multiple student loans, which a lot of people do, they've got like 3, 4, 5, 10 student loans on their credit reports, and they're not really sure what's hurting their credit. Well, you can consolidate all of your loans into one big loan so that it'll be easier for you to keep track of those payments on the loan. So you can consolidate one, or two, you can rehab your loan. Now, if you've defaulted on your loans, chances are that the student loan department or the U.S. Department of Ed, they probably forwarded your account to a collection agency. And so that collection agency is going to give you the opportunity to rehab your loans if you've defaulted on them once and once only. So if you're currently in default, you've missed like 3, 4 payments on your student loans. If you got people calling you to make payments on it, or they're garnishing your wages or offsetting your taxes, then rehabbing could be a really good first step to start improving your student loans right away. And it can help you eliminate late payments that are currently reporting on your student loans too. So if you have late payments reporting, which you probably do if they are defaulted, then you can actually erase those late payments. You can actually get rid of them by rehabbing them. Now, what you would really have to do is call the collection agency and work out a payment plan. It's really based on your income. So if you have, if you make income, if you make some money, then they're going to put you on a payment plan for about 5-6 months. As long as you make 5 to 6 consistent payments, then they'll take your loans out of default. They'll, remove it out of late payment status, and then they'll return it into positive status. But you got to make the 5 or 6 payments consecutively. If you don't, then you're going to miss your opportunity to rehab your loans, and you can only rehab your loans once. So you could rehab them so that you can, get them out of default, put them back in positive, and at that point you can either put them in forbearance or you can put them in deferment. So you got a couple of options here, but you don't have any options if they're in default. So check out your credit reports, see, are my student loans currently in collections? And if they are, then start rehabbing them. You can rehab your student loans, give them a call, say, hey, I want to clean up my student loans, I want to get them back into good standing, I want to rehab my student loans. And then they will put you like a little payment plan. So 5 to 6 months, make consecutive payments, and then you'll be able to return it back into good status. They'll stop offsetting your taxes, and they will stop garnishing your wages. Now, rehabbing and consolidating, those are two totally different things. Consolidating is just taking all your debt and putting it into one loan. Rehabbing is taking your loan out of default and putting it back into positive status. Now, the reason that you want to do this is because late payments is the worst thing that you can do for your credit scores. If you pay late on anything, credit cards, car loans, student loans, mortgage payments, anything that's reporting on your credit right now, if you pay them late, it's going to be impossible to build good credit. And I hardly ever use impossible, but I'm using the word now because if you do pay on your loans or your credit cards late, you're never going to be able to build good credit. So if your student loans are late, if they are in default, clean them up by rehabbing. And once you rehab, then you can then consolidate, putting into forbearance, or you can put them into deferment. Or you could do what most people do and you could ignore them, but ignoring them is not going to fix your situation. So you have to start tackling your student loans right away. Now, let's say that you've missed a couple of payments on your student loans. They're not in default. You just missed a couple of payments, but you want to clean it up. Now, you can do this actually, and we do this for our clients all of the time, where they have some late payments on their credit reports related to their student loans, and we help them with removing those late payments on their student loans. Now, granted, if you've made a lot of late payments, if they're consecutively late, it's going to be really difficult to clean that up. If anything, you're going to have to just let time play out on your side, because, I mean, time fixes everything when it comes to credit. All credit is repairable. Bad credit expires after about 7 years or so, right? So you always have an opportunity to fix it. You always have an opportunity to turn it all around. But if you never pay on your student loans at all and you ignore them, then you're not going to be able to improve your credit at all. So if you have a couple of late payments, here's one thing that you could do. You can write a dispute letter. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about this in our Credit Accelerator training. In our Credit Accelerator training, I'm going to actually teach you how to craft a dispute letter. So if you don't know how to craft a dispute letter that can actually get read and get you results, then we'll be talking about that in our Credit Accelerator training that's happening next Monday at 9 p.m. Central Standard, or actually 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's one of the things that you want to learn how to do. I will be teaching you that in the training, but that's the first step to actually start improving your credit. If you got anything negative in your credit, you have to dispute it. You can dispute anything on your credit, y'all. It doesn't matter if it belongs to you or not. You have the right to dispute anything on your credit reports, okay? So the first thing you got to do is dispute it, okay? Write a dispute letter to challenge the late payments. We actually have a letter that is in our Flawless Credit Guide. You can snag that for about $7, and you can just plug and play, right? Just print the letter, plug and play, send it out, and you'll be able to get yourself some results. It's all about disputing collections, and you can dispute late payments with the letters that are in the Flawless Credit Guide. But at the end of the day, if you do not tackle your student loans, if you do not pay your student loans, if you continue to ignore your student loans and avoid your student loans, then it's going to be impossible for you to reach your dreams. I see so many people that throw away their opportunities because they don't want to just tackle their student loans head on. You can do that. You can tackle your student loans. You can fix your student loans. You can totally transform your life all by eliminating that one barrier. You can go buy a house with student loans, but you just have to have a plan. All right. You just have to have a plan. If you are not currently making payments on your student loan, that's going to stop you from getting a house. If you are not currently making payments on your student loans, it's really going to hinder your opportunities to get approved for much more credit, or much more opportunities to get some more money, get some more credit, and just do more. You know, you can do so much more with your credit once you get it together. But what you guys have to know is that your student loans are not stopping you from reaching your goals. What's stopping you from reaching your goals is ignoring your student loans, not paying on your student loans, and letting your student loans go into default, and just allowing people to garnish your wages and allowing people to offset your taxes. It doesn't have to get there. You can stop that. And in some cases, you can actually file bankruptcy and include your student loans. Now, granted, not many student loans can be included in bankruptcy, which is why I'm not a fan of student loans. I mean, God, y'all, if you can, you know, one thing that I did when I was in college, I don't think I would have went to college if my job at the time did not pay for my schooling. I didn't really see a point in going to get student loans, because in my mind, I mean, I went to grammar school, I went to high school for free. I didn't see a point in going to pay for an education if I could find somebody else to do it for me. So for a long time, I think I worked straight out of high school. I worked for UPS for like 6 years, and they had a wonderful college program. They pay for my books, they pay for my fees, they pay for my tuition, they pay half my rent. It was a pretty amazing program, actually. Now, granted, I had to work like overnight hours, like early in the morning or late at night. But, I was still able to get an education, and I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't have to take out loans to do it either. So I'm not a big fan of student loans, and I will always tell people, do your research, find some jobs that pay for your college, find some tuition reimbursement programs, scholarships. There's so many different opportunities and options out here. And I'm just not a fan of student loans. But if you do have them, that's okay. You just either got to pay them off or find a plan so that you can eliminate that debt as soon as you possibly can. Now, in our money mastery class, I actually teach people how to eliminate debt. I actually eliminated my credit card. I had $32,000 of credit card debt last year, and I was able to eliminate that in about, actually not last year. I'm thinking about 2018. 2018, I had over $32,000 of credit card debt, and I leveraged my credit to get rid of it. I leveraged my credit to get rid of all that debt in less than 8 months, and I did not have to make more money. So you can leverage your good credit to eliminate interest fees. You can leverage your credit to eliminate your debt. You can leverage your credit to set yourself financially free. It's just kind of learning the ins and outs of it, the loopholes, so that you can use it to your advantage. Yeah, Regina, exactly. CRCP. I loved that program. Oh my God. You get good grades and they would give you like $500, $600 bonuses like every semester. It was pretty sweet. And I didn't have to pay for anything. I don't know if they still have that program, but I can tell you that it really saved me a lot of money. And it just saved me, period, because if I didn't have it, I would not have went to college. But I did. And I only got like an associate's degree, but I didn't really like school that much. I wasn't really a big fan of school that much, but you got to do what you got to do. So, guys, you can really start fixing your student loans right away. I just want you guys to know that if you are struggling with your student loans right now, you just have a couple of options. You can either start paying on them, and you can put, you can get on an income-based repayment plan. You can start repaying them right away. If you've already defaulted on your student loans and you've already missed 3 or 4 payments and they're currently in collections, then you are going to have to go through the rehab stage. So if you're jumping in late, the rehab stage is where you're going to go call the collection agency and you're going to set up a rehab option. You're going to tell them, I want to rehab my loans. And then once you get into the rehab program, they're going to make you make about 5 to 6 consecutive payments. After you make the 5 to 6 consecutive payments, they'll return your loans into good status, and the negatives will no longer affect your credit at that point, and you'll no longer be getting your wages garnished. You'll no longer be getting your taxes offset. It'll just put you in a better situation. And then at that point, once you get out of rehab, then you can consolidate. You can put them in forbearance, or you can put them into deferment. So, I'm not a student loan expert by any means. I've just helped a lot of different people get themselves out of that student loan rut and put them on the clear path to success. So, you guys can do it. And I know you can do it. And if you want to do it faster, then I would just say jump in on my credit accelerator training that we're having on Monday. We're going to talk about a lot of great disputing strategies, a lot of great credit rebuilding methods and loopholes that'll help you really take it to the next level. And if you want to get started right away, you don't want to wait until the credit accelerator training, then you can jump in and just purchase our flawless credit guide for $7. You will be able to get some dispute letters. You'll be able to get some more education and start rapidly rebuilding your credit scores right away so you can start having success in 2020. Success in 2020. And so if you guys are going to rehab your student loans, I've left all those links in the description for you. What I'm also going to do is I'm almost positive I have a blog post I can share with you all. I have to find it, but once I do, I'll go ahead and drop that in the description for you as well, so you can get that information and start taking your student loans, getting them out of default, and start just cleaning up your credit. But if you guys got some good information, feel free to share this video with your friends, somebody that you know, love, and trust, somebody that may be struggling with some student loans and want to start eliminating that problem right away. And if you want to jump in on that credit accelerator training and start improving your credit and learning all of my methods on how I raised my score from a 545 to an 850 and how I've been able to help other people raise their scores, buy homes, buy cars, 0% interest rates, it's been amazing. And so I want to see you guys have success too. So I love you all. Happy Wednesday. I love Wednesday. It's winning day. And I will see you all next time. Tomorrow I'm going to give you guys actually some credit card reviews. I know we talked about Amex last week, 2 weeks ago. I'm going to give you guys some Chase reviews, some of my favorite Chase cards. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye.